Cock 45 here. It's going to be a good day because you see what's on the table, don't you? A vintage bolt gun, military surplus rifle. And it is a beauty, I think. You might not. You know, you've not seen it for a long time. I looked up our first video on this and it is 5 years old. I deeply, deeply apologize. You know, it has been so long. This is the, oh gosh, called by a million different things, but it's the Remington, the model 1917 Enfield, the American Enfield. Okay, used extensively in World War I. All right, more so probably even than the .03 Springfield. Okay, so I'll link to the first video on it, even though it's it's been a while, and I really have neglected it. I don't know why. It was in the back of the safe, and you know, I just kind of forgot about it for a few years. But it's a really neat rifle. One thing that makes it less fun for me to just, I'm gonna go shoot that gun some more, is I have to watch my knuckle on my right hand because of the way the bolt is curved. I talked about the first video and I'll show you. But so I talk a lot about the history, and we're gonna shoot it. It's loaded. I wanted you to see it in its pristine form before I put the extender on it and fire a couple of rounds. We have some in the magazine. Beautiful gun. Right. So let's take a shot, okay? I'm gonna put this on here because it's more fun for me if it fits me better. Well, it adds to the length of pull, which I need, and the length of eyesight too, because I can see the sight better and everything. So I guess if I had been in the military back then, I'd have been, I don't know what I'd have done if they didn't have anything like this. I'd have been, folding up some socks and taping them to the stock or something, get me a little more length on it. All right. Good old 1917 American Enfield. So here's what I'm talking about. You see my finger there. The recoil puts that bolt right against my knuckle if I'm not careful, so I have to make sure to keep that back. And I'm going to start out by just shooting a bucket of water. How's that? I should have shot the pot first. It might not smoke now. Yeah, it did. A little smoke left in it. Let's go over there and hit that red plate on the left. Or shoot at it. Oh boy. Nice sound. Went under it. Let's not do that again. There we go, that's 5. Yeah, I just had 5 in it. It does hold 6 though. That's one of the peculiarities of this rifle. So I'll load it up and shoot it again because I have clips of ammo. And again, check out the first video on this firearm. You know, this was the American Enfield. Very quickly, you know, World War I was kicking off. The British needed firearms. They had designed what they thought was going to be a replacement for the SMLE, and they were even preparing a gun with a different cartridge. It was a 276, kind of a 270, I guess, cartridge, faster and all that, flatter shooting and all that. They were kind of trying to take the best parts of the Mauser, you know, and that sort of thing. And it was designed, as I understand, in Enfield, you know, in England, at the arsenal. And they had contracted with some American company, Winchester, Remington, Eddystone, which I think was a division of Remington, but these 3 entities were making these for Britain. And war kicked off, but they were about to, I don't know how many they got made, but they were about to make them, manufacture them, the contracts and all that. You may know more about it than I do, probably do. And war came about, and so, okay, let's hold up on that cartridge and that kind of, let's just stick with the 303 British, you know, for logistics reasons and everything else. Even though this new cartridge was going to be a pretty cool cartridge, they thought, but I think they were having some trouble with it, burning out barrels or getting barrels too hot and that kind of thing anyway. So they stuck with the 303. Basically in this rifle, the P13, I think it was called. So we, these entities made a lot of these for Britain, and then when we got into the war, in what's 1917, late 17, I guess it was. We were short of rifles. We needed more rifles, and the .03 Springfield, as great a rifle as it is, slower to make, and we were not going to be able to build enough of them fast enough. And the cool thing was, the entities that had been making this for Britain, there they were, all tooled up and geared up and ready. And so we decided, well, let's just make some of those for us, except in 30-06 instead of 303 British. And that's what we did. And here's one of them. Pretty cool. And in the design of this rifle, they were, again, trying to take some of the best parts from the Mauser. And you see that bolt, that orange extractor, that big claw extractor and everything, when it locks up. That's kind of a Mauser feature, isn't it? And they got the Enfield, they've got the cock on closing, though. The safety is not as much like a Mauser, it is like the Enfield. They put a sight back here, peep sight, so you have a great sight. So, and this looks Mauser-like, doesn't it? Release the bolt. So that's kind of what you had here. It's a different sort of looking rifle. It doesn't look exactly like any other military surplus rifle. It's just a little different, a little more awkward in some ways, and especially that bolt, I think. But this thing was really a warhorse in World War I, and it's a great rifle, known for just being accurate. You got the great sights and everything. Talked about it in the other video, but it's been a while. And I think it's a good looking rifle. Now, one thing it does, it takes a different bayonet. I was going to bring out the .03 Springfield bayonet and maybe put that on there, stick a toad or something downrange, and I realized none of my bayonets work on this. The Enfield bayonets, the SMLE bayonets don't work on it. The American bayonets, there's a special bayonet that was made for this. I think it's called the 1917 bayonet, which I really don't have one, and I probably should. Here I am without one. I have no bayonet for this rifle, so I just hope there's not a crisis and I need this rifle. So anyway, let's shoot a little bit. That's mainly what we're doing today. Enjoying it. It's a nice day, and I just fumbled that up. And there we go. I mean, they load pretty nicely. And just to show you, I'm not lying to you, which I often do, don't I? Let's see if we can get a sixth round in here. I did. That's hold 6. Of course, all the clips hold 5, so it's a little bit like the Enfield, the Lee Enfields that hold 10. You can start out with 10 in your magazine, but you're in the heat of the battle, and you're grabbing a 5-round clip to reload. You're not necessarily loading 10 rounds quickly every time, So, because I don't know, someone might make a clip for that rifle, just like with the SKS that holds 10. I don't know, but anyway, they're reloading it with 5, of course. And there's your safety. That's safe. Locks up the bolt, just everything. Then push it forward, and then you're able to shoot a paper target at 5-7 yards. Yeah. Woo. Show off your marksmanship skills. Or you could go bowling. Wow. 30-06. It will smoke a pot. I tell you. It'll even blow up a Kentucky 2-liter. Yee doggies. Let's blow up that one. I don't want it hitting steel behind it. Oh, I did. I wasn't careful enough. It's AR-500 steel, but I still don't like to shoot, especially close like that. So, no, man, this rifle's kind of growing on me, I have to say. Once I learned to get my my knuckle and my hand, positioned correctly, which is all the more reason to have an extender back here. So you can see what I'm talking about. You just grab it like almost any other bolt. Your bolt is usually straight down, so the bolt handle and the ball should be about right here, where my thumb is, instead of back here. So with me and my large hand, if I shoot this like that, just pick it up, not think about it, that's where my knuckle would be. And so the recoil is going to push that right into my knuckle. And it doesn't take much of a hit, on your bony parts like that, as you know. It's like getting hit on the shin to hurt, especially if it's cold, right? So anyway, as I was saying, it's just a good looking rifle. and a really good shooter, great sights, and known for that and their accuracy and everything. You know, and I don't think these are really crazy expensive either yet. I mean, I've had this one a good while, and I didn't pay all that much for it as far as these things go. It's not like some major investment, you know, $2,000 gun. You know, these old, it's one of the beauties of these old military surplus rifles is they're still not too bad, these old bolt guns. And they're so historical. So historical. Maybe even hysterical, you think? Yeah. Yeah, they're really special. Lots of fun to get out and shoot. And let's do a little more bowling. Woohoo! Bowling pins are fun. Oh, I see a pot that needs smoking down there. Yeah, got that one smoked. Guess what? I have a spare clip right here, so I can do a speed load, stay in the game, and I can push that clip forward and keep shooting. Pretty nice. Let's hit that red plate on the right. And I knew that was off and I pulled the trigger. Well, I knew that one was on, but it wasn't. Okay, we will live to try again right here, okay? I was about to say I wondered if the barrel heating up made any difference on the elevation of the bullet. Because I thought, well, maybe I just shot over it. But it was just me, I'm sure. We'll take another shot at it. If I need to, I'll walk over there and shoot it at point blank. No, I won't do that. But as I've said before, even if there's a problem, there's not with this either. I think the sights are right on. That's me. But even if there's a problem with a firearm like this, and maybe for some reason it's difficult to shoot as well as you would like to, you know, at long range or something, you know, the history of it, just the antiquity, the history kind of trumps all of that to some extent. Now, ideally, you want one that you can shoot well and there's no problems with accuracy or anything like that. And I don't think there is with this one. I've never noticed it before. But they're just, gosh, there's so much history in these things. And the fact that they were actually used, you know, in war, in battle. And here we can enjoy them on a calm shooting range, non-violent shooting range where nobody's being aggressive, right? It's just amazing. So first the order of business is, and I'll let y'all get to dinner in a minute, but I want to hit that red plate, okay? That has to be job one now. It has become my mission in life. So I'm going to load it up and do that. All right. So it's great to be able to own these old things. This is why it's so important for all of us to stay in touch with our Congress people and politicians. We vote and be aware of what's going on politically, what laws, what crazy gun laws are being proposed, and you know, stay in that battle at all times. All right. Speaking of battle, I have a battle within my mind. There's some force trying to keep me from hitting that plate. Okay, see, that felt good too. Let me move it up just a little bit, point of aim. Okay, there we go. I moved it up. It felt like a pretty good let off. Yeah, all right. Now what I mean when I say it felt like a pretty good let off, for new shooters especially, when we say that, or I was holding wrong or whatever it is, you know, when you're on target, you know pretty much where to hold. You shot a firearm a few times. you know where you need to hold the sights to hit the target where you want to hit it, pretty much, you know, close enough. And when you say you had it felt like a good let off or a good shot, what you mean is I felt like I was on the target where I wanted to be when the trigger broke. Okay, that seemed, well, duh, why don't you do that every time? Well, we try to do it every time. I mean, that's the whole challenge of shooting. You know, I mean, we know where the firearm shoots. We know the sights are right on. Why can't I just hit anything over there? Pick out anything I want. Maybe one of those brown leaves and hit it, you know, just anything and never miss. Well, the trick is holding something kind of heavy or not heavy and holding it still enough, or as it moves on the target, coordinating the break of the trigger. Okay, I know that's elementary, but maybe it's something you haven't thought about. Okay, speaking of that, I might try to hit one of those brown leaves over there. All right, what do I want to shoot? Well, I'll try that red in the middle. Actually, I was shooting at that brown leaf. Yeah, I went under it. I knew when I let it off, I was kind of too low. So, and I think it was directly under it. Shots like that, when you kind of know where you let it off to further your education, you know, on the trigger and everything, they don't bother you as much, do they? When you oh yeah, I knew I was just holding a little low when the trigger broke, and that's kind of where the bullet went. And you kind of know what the problem was. The real problem is when you can't seem to hit a target no matter where you hold, and you feel like you're getting a good trigger break and all that. Then you know, wow, what is going on? The sight's way off, and am I crazy? Is the barrel, you know, worn out, or you know, what's going on? So anyway, no charge for that little lesson. And do we have anything else to shoot? Let's load it one more time. Okay, now I'll let you go. All right, cool old gun. Again, my usual lecture. I hope you have the pleasure of firing some of these old guns like this someday. They're just as much fun. They're just as rewarding to shoot as an AR-15 or a muzzleloader or anything else. They're just different. It's a totally different class of firearms, and they're not better, they're not worse, they're not less fun, they may not be more fun. If anything, they're almost more interesting or more fun because of the history associated with them. Okay, you know, so I try to remind you all. I'll give you that little lecture when I have a revolver out here, or just anything that maybe some of you don't have or you've never tried one. These are just really cool. And look at that. Ooh, isn't that cool? Those rounds are ready to push into that magazine. Let's do that. Yeah. And let's shoot something. Let's shoot. Oh, there's a little bit of cinder over there. Stir up a little dust. Boom. Might have gone low on that. One more round. Stir up a little dust. Sweet old rifle. Sweet old rifle. This, the R3 Springfield, you know, the SMLEs, my gosh, the Mausers, Swedish Mauser. I can name a lot of these old military surplus rifles they're just a lot of fun to shoot. And you know, a lot of people hunt with them, compete with them, you know, in the class, you know, bolt action class, or you know, however competitions are classed out. So you're not competing against somebody with an AR necessarily, or whatever, if speed is a part of the competition. But it's like everything else. You know, you racing cars or something, you have things that are, you have classes or categories, so you're competing against similar hardware, you know, whatever it might be. But it's been really good to see you today. It's been even better to see this old baby. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you, but it's been even better to see this thing again and to give it a little bit of a workout. and I hope you enjoyed seeing it. You know, it's the main reason we get this stuff out. Well, it's not the main reason we get it out. We get it out because we've been doing it for 30 years, but the main reason we bring you in when we get it out is so you can kind of enjoy it too. So appreciate your support of the people that support us, and we'll keep making videos. If you keep watching, life is good.
Doing a little spring training as I do here on the compound often. Since I've got you here, I want to remind you to check out our friends over at SDI and Talon Grips. SDI is a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can become certified in gunsmithing or get an associate's degree in firearms technology. That's SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. Go to sdi.edu for more information. Talon Grips is a company that makes grips. Big surprise there, right? You can check them out at talongungrips.com. They make various types of grips for various types of firearms. They go over your existing grips. Go to the website talongungrips.com and see what all they have over there. We appreciate them and their support, and we hope that you support the companies that support us. Also, while you are on the internet, which I assume you are at this time, go to hickok45.com and check out everything we have over there. We have links to all of our social media, our merchandise, which you can find also at bunkerbranding.com. We have t-shirts and hats and mugs and drink koozies and different things like that. On social media, there is Hickok, the real Hickok45 on Instagram, Hickok45 on Twitter, Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also a page I have called John_Hickok45 on Instagram and John Hickok on Facebook. So please check all that stuff out when you get a chance. But, watch some more videos. Have fun out there. Talk to you guys later.